Absolutely beautiful. Let's move the conversation to the second part. These are a few quick fire questions, another opportunity for us to get to know you a little bit better. And I would like to start off with this question. Name your best career highlights, now either as a player or as a coach.
Best career highlight, 2002, making the SA under-16 team for the first time, going out of the country, representing South Africa, winning gold in Mozambique, and singing 𝗀𝗻𝗃𝗃𝗃 for the first time and meaning it.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Let's touch on that. What do you mean and meaning it? I mean, you placed a little bit of emphasis there. I'd love to know what you mean by that.
I always tell people there's a difference between just at school singing 𝗀𝗻𝗃𝗃𝗃 and then going out of the country, standing in front of crowds where no one understands what you are singing, and you are singing 𝗀𝗻𝗃𝗃𝗃 Africa. It's a feeling no athlete can explain. I think you would notice it sometimes with the rugby players, soccer players. Some of them cry.
Yes.
That is I'm getting goosebumps now just explaining it. That is the feeling. We cannot explain the feeling of wearing the green and gold, singing 𝗀𝗻𝗃𝗃𝗃 in front of a foreign crowd, and you actually mean it when you say God bless Africa. It's I can't even explain it now.
Absolutely beautiful. Let me take you back to your playing days, right? You talk about singing 𝗀𝗻𝗃𝗃𝗃 and meaning it. Let's talk a little bit about the toughest national team that you've ever had to face.
Yeah, so most of the tournaments I played were against the African countries. So your countries like Malawi, because back then Malawi used to wallop us. Oh my goodness. The second one is Uganda, because Uganda is absolutely physical. They give it to you. And then number 3 is Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a bit clean, but they also go. So those 3 are quite tough, and it's arguably, they're one of I think they're part of us. We're number 1 in Africa, and then there's Malawi and Uganda, and then Zimbabwe. So yeah, those 3 countries. Yeah, we once had to play in a tournament in Tanzania. We're playing African champs in Tanzania, 2009. We played that match, I think, for 2 hours because it was a tie. We were playing outside, blistering sun, cement court. I injured a nerve in my arm. No, in my right arm, because it was my shooting arm. I injured a nerve. I fell on the cement. I injured a nerve in my shooting arm. I couldn't shoot. I had to come off. But that game ended up in a draw. Even though we won. Yeah. Yes.
It was tough. It was tough.
It was something else.
Tell me, as a netball player and as a coach, what's your motto in life?
My motto in life is work for it so no one's gonna say they gave it to you.
Tell us a little bit more about what that means.
Well, what that means is basically, if you want anything in life, you're gonna have to work for it. And the moment you don't work for it, or you get it cheaply, or you get it easy, someone else can take it away from you. Also, by you working for it, you are learning certain lessons in the process of working towards something. And once you obtain that thing, no one can take it away from you because you worked for it. So it's the accountability and responsibility that comes with knowing that I've achieved this thing. This is what I went through to achieve it. And once you achieve it, you value it so much because it costed you something.
I hear you. Now, we've spoken about you as a player, we've spoken about you as a coach, but I would like now to touch on the TV analyst role, analyzing netball. Tell us a little bit about that experience, and also having to analyze games, thinking outside of the box. How has that been for you?
It's fun. It's literally fun. I don't even prepare for that, funny enough, because when you're an analyst, you're not commentating on the game. You're basically talking about the technicalities of the game. So you are educating your viewers on why something is happening on the court. So I think for me, it came naturally because I'm a coach. It actually started in 2013, where South Africa was playing an international test series down in Port Elizabeth, Gqeberha, against England. And the commentator then, Kevin, he came through, and he was alone in studio. And I don't know where he heard about me or where the SuperSport people heard about me. They're like, listen, no, Dumisani Chauke, put in studio, let's talk. I'm like, okay, I've never done this. But like, no, it's easy. You're a coach. You'll know what to do. And I guess that was the start of it. I enjoyed it to the core. I was one of the analysts also in the 2019 World Cup when it was held out in England, and SuperSport was broadcasting that. So I got to expand a bit of my knowledge on that. I think I'll talk about thinking outside the box. One thing that we did try with one of the producers, 𝗀𝗋𝗋𝗋, when I was still commentating or analyzing varsity netball in 2014 and 16, 17. So instead of the halftime analysis sitting in studio, I would literally come down, go onto the court, speak about the technicalities or whatever that we are trying to correct, and literally show it on the court. So that was thinking outside the box, because sometimes it's easy for you to explain something to someone that might know what you're talking about. But that young kid listening or watching you at home, they want to know specifically on the court, what are you talking about when you say you need the wing attack or the center to drive top edge, drop to the pocket, get off, come back, top edge. So you are able to show it on the court physically. So I think that was quite exciting when we did that. I mean, like literally walking on the court. I enjoy walking on a netball court, so easy stuff.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. You spoke about the countries that you had to play against, traveling the African continent. Tell us a little bit more about the country that really stood out for you in terms of a memorable cultural experience.
Let me see. Angola.
Okay, how so?
The food the food was interesting. The food in Angola was interesting. And I think the people, because they're French dominant. So they're not like your typical South Africans, Zimbabweans and Lesotho people, So it wasn't that much of a shocker in terms of their culture. Like I said, I think mostly the food, they eat different food. I won't say special, different. Different.
All right. Different, special.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your playing days. Do you miss it? Is there something that you maybe sometimes think back, because now you're a coach and you're in the environment? Do you sometimes miss being on court?
No, I don't miss playing. And a lot of people ask me that. I don't miss playing. I think maybe it's because I'm still involved with the sport. I'm involved with the sport at TUT. I'm involved with the sports on different provincial levels. I'm involved in the sport on the national level. So I don't really miss playing. But one thing that I do miss is at SPAR Champs. I mean, the two times that I did play SPAR Champs, 2009 and 2013, having to be so competitive and so focused on what you were doing that in both years when I played, I came back with the goal shooter of the tournament award. So those are, definitely moments that you'll miss from playing, but not the actual playing, because I still play basketball from time to time. So I still get in a bit of half netball, half basketball mixed, so I'm able to satisfy that part of the monster.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
You're locked onto the Sport MVT Insider, a podcast for unrelenting coverage of women in sport. Coming up this Friday, our athletes, coaches, and administrators answer the questions that you have always wondered about. If you haven't sent through your questions yet, just slide into our DMs, tell us your name, where you're from, and leave your questions, and we will make sure that we ask them. Keep it locked onto Sport MVT, where we celebrate women in sport.